Welcome to another new episode of the Decluttr Me podcast with myself, Shelina. I hope you're well and doing great. If you're watching this on YouTube today, you'll see that I have a new mic stand and a new mic right in my face. So I have to sit up straight. My core is in, my posture is going to be great from this mic because I can't put the stand down. I've tried everything. So yeah, I am sitting like this, proper, with my core in. I am sucking in my tummy to sit up straight. It's great. I feel great. I really want to be slouching right now. But anyway, how are you doing? I hope you're better than I am right now with my straight posture back up. So if you saw the title today, you might be thinking, what is she on about? Yeah, I made up a word. Well, I think it's a made up word. I mean, normalist? Has anyone else heard it except when I talk about it? Anyway, so today I'm going to talk about being a normalist. Now, people talk about minimalism and aspire to live like minimalists. I get calls from potential clients wanting me to help them to get to minimalism. Now, I've spoken about my views on minimalism on episode 15 and 141, but I wanted to switch it around today to talk about being normal. So I always say the same thing when potential clients call me up asking to be minimalist. I can't help as I'm a normalist. I have a normal amount of stuff. I sometimes have more stuff than I need, and I spend more time doing a mini declutter in the area with too much stuff to go back to my normal. Well, I don't spend more time, but I spend a normal amount of time to get to my normal. I do that with my closet all the time, and you might have seen it on videos recently that I did where whenever I run out of velvet hangers, I know I have too many clothes, so I won't buy more hangers, which is what other people might do. What I'll do is I'll declutter some of the clothes to make room for the new clothes and to make me have more hangers available. So I'm not a minimalist with only 30 items in total or 30 items of clothes. In fact, I think I have over 50 types of tops because I like wearing tops, as you can see, because I have different tops all the time when I do an episode. And I wear my tops with all the millions of pairs of jeans that I wear when I'm not working. I also have a lot of shoes. Well, not a lot of shoes. I got rid of a lot of shoes recently. I have a lot of bags, which I won't declutter because they're my babies. I love my bags. They're special to me. But I balance it out with other things. I'll get rid of other things. So I recently bought a new Tupperware set from Joseph because it's very organized. So I got rid of the equivalent, not actually even more boxes in that cupboard because there wasn't enough room to put these new boxes in unless I got rid of other things. So that's normal. That's what a normalist would do. So if you have new things, you buy the one, you get rid of the two, you get rid of, other things to make space for the thing that you've bought and that you're going to love and you're going to use and you're going to cherish. Of course, you have to get it out of the bag and the box, which is another issue. And I'm sure I've talked about that before. But let's talk about normalist. What is normal? And, I ask that to the psychiatrist every month when he asks me, how do you feel? Do you feel normal? I'm like, what is normal? So it's subjective. We're all different normal. What may be normal to me may not be normal to you, but it's what you feel comfortable with. However, when your stuff starts encroaching in your life, that's when it's not normal. That's when it's getting too much. If it makes anything in your life feel difficult, you feel overwhelmed, you feel anxious, that's when you feel that this is not a normal kind of life. And that's when you have to start looking for ways to get back to being a normalist. So what should you look for to know whether you are not a normalist? So this is my tips for today. Obviously, as I always ask, can you find your stuff in 5 seconds? When you open the closet, when you open your cupboard, do you find the item quickly or do you have to rummage around? If you have to rummage around, if you can't find the item in less than 5 seconds, you're not a normalist. Do things fall out of space when you open the door? Does it look cluttered in your eyes? Are there piles in various places, like in your lounge? Is there like piles on the sofa or on the floor? I mean, I have lots of cat toys and sometimes I think I need to get rid of them, and I do every so often because the cats don't play with them. So if there's piles of cat toys, then I know it's time to declutter. And do this, right? So while you're listening to me, stand in a spot in a room, turn 360 And if there are areas in your room that catch your eye and give you anxiety, that's what you have to deal with. That's what you have to do a declutter for, and that's what you have to get rid of to feel normal again and not feel anxious and overwhelmed. And finally, how many cushions do you have in your sofa and on your bed? How many? How many do you have to take off just to sit or sleep in your bed? If you have too many cushions with that kung fu chop in the middle of it, you're not a normalist, you're crazy, and you've been watching too many Instagram videos about these cushions with a karate chop. So you need to definitely get rid of them, like definitely. As you can tell, I have a thing about that kung fu chop cushion thing. So anyway, if these questions gave you anxiety and made you realize that you have too much to be a normalist, then it's time to declutter. So, as I always say, start with a mini declutter. So spend 15-20 minutes decluttering the space and then organizing it. And do that in areas that are causing you pain currently. So if you did the 360-degree turn around in the room and you saw areas, you'll see which little areas need to be done and that you could do a mini declutter. And that's a simple way of getting to the normalist situation. So that's what I do all the time. So whenever I see an area, I saw before on the side of my desk, there are piles of paper there and there's a magazine there. And I'm like, why is that magazine there? I got it from the plane like months ago. I should just declutter it now. I haven't read it. I'm not going to read this Vogue issue, so let's just get rid of it. So that's going to go in a minute. So it caught my eye, so I know that I'm going to get rid of it. So spend the 15-20 minutes decluttering the space and then organizing it, and then do that in areas that are causing you pain currently and are not making you feel normal currently. Once you've done the mini declutter, then you buy the boxes and organizing tools to put the stuff into them if needed. You don't always have to buy boxes just because you see it on Instagram or that you see like other people are doing it. And then do a review of your normalist tendencies every quarter of the year. And if you don't feel normal, I mean, who does really? But if you don't feel normal with regards to your clutter, then do the declutter. And if it's all too overwhelming, get in touch with a professional organizer like myself, like Decluttr Me, to get you back to that normal state of mind. But remember, what is normal to us and what is normal to you is all subjective. But think clearly about how much you've got, and do you feel normal or do you just feel tense and like wound up and repressed? If you feel negative in any way, then you're not normal and you're not feeling like a normalist. So let's get you back to that feeling of being a normalist. I'm loving saying this word. It's great. Anyway, it's going to become a term now. Be a normalist, like Shelina. Anyway, so that's my tips for today. I hope you found it useful. As always, let me know what you think. Leave a comment, leave a thought. If you've heard the word before, tell me. If you heard the word before from me, then you don't have to tell me, I already know. Share this, as always, with your friends and your family, especially people who you think need to become normalists. And you can follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook, and on TikTok, which I always forget to mention. It's also at Decluttr Me. It would be lovely if you subscribe to the podcast and tell your friends and family about it. And thank you for listening as always, and I hope you found it useful. And I'll speak to you next week. Take care. Bye.